indeed, with sort of this very first round of syntheses that we were doing, we measured the photoelectrochemical characteristics. And we see right away active PEC photoanode, so it's an N-type doped semiconductor. Now you could say, okay, these photocurrent densities are small. I was talking with some students earlier today and they were consistently showing order of magnitude larger photocurrent densities. However, I must say, this is the first time that this material had been basically produced as a photoelectrode. We did nothing to control defects, optimize thickness, control the morphology, even address the back contact. All that we're showing here is that this material with no attempts at optimization is a viable photoanode. And that, I think, is promising. It suggests that maybe this is somewhat tolerant to defects. It has favorable electronic characteristics, and it might deserve, let's say, some further attention. Okay, and that brings me to the end. So I hope I convinced you that there's some, let's say, interesting materials aspects underlying photoelectrochemical function, and that through better understanding of really the basic properties of carrier lattice coupling in oxides, we can start to understand how they function, the earlier stages of the chemistry that they do. And by looking at a set of existing and new nitrides, we can tune this function and open up a broader set of materials to drive not just these water oxidation and reduction reactions, but potentially some additional types of reactions. Finally, very end, I'd like to thank a huge number of people that contributed to this work. In particular, there's these doctors in front of here. This work comprised basically their PhD theses, so they became doctors via this work and their exceptional contributions to it. I'd also, of course, like to thank Professor Cheng-Yin Jing, not just for the invitation today, but for direct contributions, not to necessarily everything that I talked about, but to a lot of the foundations that allowed us to do this work. Actually made a very remarkable contribution. And to Dr. Brita Streibel, who continues to work in the group. And I'd like to thank you very much for your attention.